We are live. Yes, indeedy. Good evening. Welcome to the show. And Paul Francis here with Reach Across. And I do hope tonight has found you well. I'm looking out of a window as we speak, and the window is literally right above us. And it's very dark. So, who we got in the room tonight already? We have Julia Evans. Good evening. Lynn's in the room. Julia Sharp. Anne Marie. Vivian Walker, good to see you guys. Thanks for being here and welcome to the show. I can't wait to get things going. Lynn says, "Hi, Paula." Who's Paula? Thanks, Lynn. Thank you for that. I'm just going to put this inside. And Wolfle, and hi, and good to see you. Welcome to the show. Just get this here. Angela McKendrick, good evening, Angela. Haircut 100. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Short back and sides. Take it all on. Good evening, Puffin. Welcome to the show. Dawn, good to see you, darling. Thanks very much for being here. Appreciate it. If you're all watching me on Facebook, please come across to YouTube. If you're watching me on YouTube, smash that like button. Bang. Smash the like button. It's really important. It's what YouTube looks at when it's looking at my show and whether it decides whether or not it's going to keep my show. Listen, it's a mutual scenario. Okay, I'm here. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to teach you guys. I'm going to answer your questions, and I'm going to motivate you. And I'm going to tell you when people are talking out their rear ends, and I'll do all that stuff. All I ask from you guys really initially is to smash that like button, share the show. Smash the like button, share the show. Now, it's quite simple. Would you like to have a copy of one of my albums, an album called Rain, free of charge? From me to you. From me, from here to you, free of charge. All you got to do is make sure you're subscribed to my show. That's all you got to do. Subscribe to my show, and I will give you as we hit December, as a little Christmas gift and a little thank you from me, a copy of my album Ring download. Maria has joined us. Maria Nolan, lovely to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Please, 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 if you come and join the show, make sure you smash that like button. Really important. Beat the living monkey out of it. Boom! Hit that like button, and then share the show. Get it out there with your friends. Get it with your family. Invite your friends and family to come and be a part of the show. It's a very easygoing show, very relaxed, and everybody has a good time. Usually, pressure's not on at all by me, but there we go. Carol's joined us. Carol American and Lisa Cantu, Michigan is here. Michigan is in the house. This house is clean. Welcome both of you, Lisa and Carol. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thank you very much for being here. So, as I do tell you each week, and I'll continue to tell you, make sure that if you go out there, right, you would feel like it's a free, private, one-to-one with me. All you got to go is get 10 people to come subscribe to the show. Go and get 10 people to subscribe to the show, and you will get a 15-minute free session with me. Get 20 people to subscribe to the show, and you get 30-minute session with me free of charge, no cost. And I will do a private one-to-one for you as a gift for getting 20 people to come and just subscribe to the show, hit the like button, and become part of the Paul Francis Network. Pamela Dye has joined us. Pamela, good evening. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Listen, if you were sharing the show, the best place to share it as well is your groups. Get it into your groups and invite your groups and friends to be a part of our show. Now, Reach Across Live, which is what we're watching tonight. My t-shirt is looking very, by the way, my t-shirt looks very pink on the camera. It's not pink. All right? It's kind of like an orangey salmon color, I suppose. I think it's not pink. Anyway, it apparently shows the grey highlights in my hair, which I paid a lot of money to have done. Yeah, the grey highlights apparently are quite expensive. It cost me a fortune to get these ones done. Christopher James, glad to see you. Glad to see you, sir. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. If you all just joined the show, make sure you hit that like button and you share the show with your friends and family. Bonita, welcome to the show. Bonita, good to see you. I hope Churo's nice and calm tonight. I'm not very far from Churo at the minute. I'm only about 6 minutes out the road from Churo. Carolyn Hawkey, welcome. So Bonita and Carolyn, you're on Facebook watching the show. Come out of Facebook, zip across to YouTube, and in the YouTube, just subscribe to the show. So when you go into YouTube, at the top on the search bar, at the top of YouTube, just type in Paul Francis Medium. Boom, that'll take you straight back to the show. And then subscribe, and then hit the like button. And when you subscribe, also click the little notification icon, which is the bell icon. Click that. So every time I do a show, you'll be told about it. And if I do an upload, which I will be doing from time to time, you'll get a notification to say, hey, Paul's done an upload. It's available for you whenever you want it. So Bonita and Carolyn, out of Facebook, across to YouTube, sign in the top bar, subscribe to the show, hit the little bell icon, and we're all set to go. So every time I do a show, be it an I call it pop-up show, where I could be like, I've got some time free, I could be in the car, I could be visiting somewhere, I could be sitting by the ocean, I don't know, and I got some time free, I'll do a pop-up, and you'll get notified to say, hey, listen, he's got a pop-up if you want to go and watch. Julia says, liked and shared. Lynn says, you suit that color t-shirt. I do I? I just want to emphasize it is not pink. All right. Bonita says, okay, thank you, Bonita. Make sure you do. Right. Anyway, as you know, liked, shared to Telegram as well. Facebook won't let me share from YouTube at the moment. No, that's weird. Well, that goes to tell you, Facebook is just the worst now. I'm pulling more and more and more away from Facebook. I've got something coming up in the next couple of weeks where you guys will be able to have direct access to me. Boom, straight on the bat. There's going to be something that you guys will not want to be a part of. You'll really want to sign up and be a part of it. I promise you. Bonita's in YouTube. Yeah. Thank you, Bonita. Thanks for being in here. Like the shared, says Lisa. Thank you very much. Karen Hockey's now in YouTube. Thanks for being here. Share the show now. Get it out there. Share the show. So also share it with your different networks. If you're in LinkedIn and TikTok and all those other shares, get it out there as well, please. So this is Spirit Quest. So it's all about spirit. It's about me answering questions for you in relating questions related to spirit, questions related to linking of the energy. Try to come up with the question that I would say is process related, so to do with the process, and I will do what I can to actually answer the question. But while you're asking that particular question, it gives me an opportunity to work with your energy and link with those who are on the other side of life, so we can then hopefully bring down a message for you. Faye's in the house. Dawn says it's orange. It's not even orange. It's kind of like salmon color. Hi, Paul. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Tried to share the show on Facebook and it won't let me. So, see, goes to show you there's a complete. Facebook is just getting worse and worse and worse. Vanessa May. Vanessa, good evening, darling. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Richard Johnson. Good evening, sir. Welcome. Richard, come out of Facebook. Come out of Facebook. Facebook is now just the worst. Okay, come out of Facebook. Go into YouTube. At the top of YouTube, just type in Paul Francis Medium. Bang, you'll be straight back to the show. Go and do that, pal. James Chalice is in the house. James, good evening. Welcome to the show, buddy. Good to see you. I'm heading for another Facebook ban, says Dawn. You gotta love freedom of speech on Facebook. Oh, there isn't any. Absolutely isn't any. I have absolutely no respect for Facebook anymore. None. James, brilliant to see you, buddy. Thanks very much for being here. James Chalice, my dear pal from Liverpool. So, been hearing bells ringing in the middle of the night. Not too sure why. Nothing obvious, Carolyn says. Well, there's usually bells. Well, first and foremost, I've always stated that that sound is one of the best interactive energies that can be used to for all types of spiritual work, whether it be clearing your house. I actually use sound when I'm doing a house clearing, and when I do house clearings, by the way, it's my house that I'm clearing. So when you're doing when you hear bells, the sound of the energy is really really good for breaking down negative energy. It's why churches use it as well. Churches use it for not only to let you know that it's specific time of the day to for prayer, but also the sound energy is what it's used for. Bonita says medium circle, mediumship circle. What do you mean by that, Bonita? Question. Vanessa says, I'm watching with a friend that's not seen you before. She's really hoping for a message. If it's possible, her name is Louise. Right, Vanessa. Well, Vanessa, Louise, Vanessa. Gotta get it out, get it out, get it, make it working. Louise, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Well, you can see me. I can't see you just per se. But the best way to get energy going, right, is to come up with a question. So if you can get them up with a question, so you're actually, shall we say, you're actually investing. That's a good word. You're investing energy into the process. When you're investing that energy, your friends and family help with that energy. They link with me. Boom, we're making a connection. So when I say a question, I don't want you to give me a question like, what happened? Oh, well, yeah, you can question me on things like, what happens when we cross, or how do we interact spirit, anything like that. By all means, please do ask. Um, please don't use the concept anything for me, because the answer will be no. I really, honestly, and is there anything for me? That drives me nuts, because that means somebody you just can't be bothered asking a question properly. So let's have a look at who else has just joined us. Louise, anyway, welcome to the show, and thank you for being here with Vanessa. So have a we think. It can be as personal or it can be as factual as you want. Just come up with a question. But thank you for being here with Louise nonetheless. Catherine Johnson, good evening, my darling. Welcome to the show. Ethereal Voices of Paranormal is back in the house. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Richard Johnson is in the house. Richard, good evening. And there is my darling Trude. Welcome to the show, Trudes. Gotta love Facebook. I keep getting friend requests from single men abroad. Yeah, the enough said. Sue Vinicum has a rat. She is here. Hold the presses. Call the media. Sue Vinicum's in the house. Sue, welcome to the show, my darling. Good to see you. True, good to see you too, darling. Hope you're well. And is house things happening with you in relation to the house hunting, in relation to the job, and especially I've been sending you special energy for your two dear four-legged friends, and that things get sorted that way. I've been asking the angels to watch over them as well, and St. Francis to look after them for you as well. Ethereal Voices Paranormal, is my dad okay? So Ethereal Voices is, can I just ask you first and foremost, is your name Richard Johnson? And your company's called Ethereal Voices? Because because I am being drawn to you, okay? Um, I don't know what the energy is as yet, but there's a feeling pulling me towards you. So let's deal with that mostly momentarily. But what I need to know is your first name, Richard, okay? Because I need to because I'm not getting to call you Richard. I'm getting to call you something else. But it's weird. Paul, is meditation the best way to connect with spirit? Well, meditation is brilliant for everything, James. Meditation is especially good because what meditation does is it quietens the mind, okay, and centers the body, centers the mind, the focus, the soul. So what's happening is you're getting rid of the external noise. Meditation is difficult at the beginning. It's like working out in the gym. When you first go into the gym and you work out, and that night or the day after, you feel like you've been run over by a bus. But the more you do it, the more you become used to lifting weights and training. The same with meditation. And the first time you meditate, it's annoying because you have a thing called mind noise, which is all of your mind. Your mind doesn't understand switch off. So you have to train it, and you train it by a little bit at a time, like you would work out in the gym. But it is the best way of bringing complete focus, and a best way for those around you to connect with you, because what you do through meditation is you center the mind, center the focus of the soul, and raise the energy, and that is how they connect. All right, so great question, by the way, Jimmy. Thank you very much. Richard Johnson, yes, I'm supposed to call you another name, and it's not. The way I'm being made feel is, if I had to call you Richard, you'd done something wrong. You were in trouble, or there's a more of a prolific way. If I've got to call you Richard, that's the way Richard feels to me. I'm supposed to call you something else. It's shortened. Um, I'm not sure what but I can be off by names, but I won't be off by the initial or what it sounds like. But I know Richie would be the obvious choice, but it feels even smaller than that, like Rolo or something like that. It sounds it feels shorter. But I have got an energy around you, Richie. There's an energy he's claiming that you follow in their footsteps. So um, whether you've chosen like a profession that follows in somebody's footsteps, like a father grandfather figure, but I'm getting walking in the steps of. So when I get when I get footsteps like what I'm seeing, it means you follow their sort of incentive. You follow what they did. You either joined the forces, joined the military, or you whatever it is. But this footsteps means you follow in their footsteps. Richie, welcome to the show. It's good to see you, by the way. But thanks very much for being here. Jim Crawley, welcome to the show. Maria's in the house. Um, Let me just deal with Richard, if that's okay. Or Richie, if you don't mind me calling you that. Richie, I've got a gentleman who is crossing over, and who's clutching his chest like that. Okay, so he's going like this. So there's an energy here that he wants me to do like that. Okay, so there's an impression in the chest area he's trying to get my attention to. Um, but I'm getting the feeling, or I'm being made feel, I didn't heed the warnings. Okay, in other words, I had been advised, listen, you need to cut back, you need to do this, you need to do that, and he was like, yeah, whatever. And didn't heed the warnings, because I feel like I'm on the other side of life due to my own fault, if that makes any sense to you. Um, there's a J or G name that wants Richie to be acknowledged as well. So there's a Joseph, Joe, John, George, that kind of a name, like a strong J or G name that wants me to be acknowledged. And I'm supposed to talk about somebody's either returning to education, or somebody's going to higher education they want me to acknowledge. And to say that the message is to say that you won't be going through that alone. I will be with you. Alrighty, because whoever's going into this new education or new training or whatever this is, there's a feeling of, I wish Dad was here, so I'm not going through it alone. That's the feeling I'm getting there, because the energy I'm being supposed to say is, you're not going to be going through this alone. Alrighty. Jim Crawley, welcome to the show. Jim, can I ask you to come out, or can I invite you? Not ask you. Can I invite you to come out of Facebook, Jim? Um, Come over to YouTube. Go into YouTube. At the top of YouTube, you'll see the search bar. Type in Paul Francis Medium. It'll bring you straight back to the show, Jim. And YouTube is a much more stable platform for watching this show in. And then when you get across to YouTube, subscribe to the show, hit the little bell icon, the notification bell icon, and then you'll not miss a show in the future. Jim, thanks for being here, by the way. Maria says, I got the haircut. Is today reading day? Yes. Reach Across reads. So Reach Across reads, doing reading and working with spirit, and Spirit Quest is the journey. So we talk about life, and we talk about, and I give you motivational tips and blah blah blah. Catherine Johnson says, my mom passed 3 years ago. I feel her presence, and that I'll read that again. My mom passed 3 years ago. I feel her presence at the old family. Doesn't make sense to me. That the old family, is she happy? A lot of stress and surpass. Right, I'm gonna just read between the lines there, Catherine. That your mum passed 3 years ago. The family's still in stress and still in grieving over passing. And 3 years That's not a long time, really. So I would never say to anybody, you should have been coming out of, you should come out of grieving it. No, I'm, I was 20 odd years into my mother's crossing and I was still grieving. So no, it makes absolute sense. Um, I'm not dead yet. I'm glad to hear it. Hi, Paul, and everyone from Montana. Welcome to the show, all the way from Montana. Good. Right. I'm not dead yet. Paul, do spirits come closer to you around? Yes, absolutely, James. Around special occasions. Now, a special occasion is not only a specific date, like for example, All Souls Day, which was the 31st of October. Um, well, and the in between October and November, that's the when they say the veil between the two worlds is at its thinnest. I'm not a big believer in that, but um, if you everybody believes in it, the energy seeks to find that, and it'll happen. But also, James and everybody else, the dates like their crossing, the dates of their crossing, they don't call it the day I died. They don't refer to death. They don't acknowledge death in spirit. By the way, they tell me birthday anniversary, so they never say, "Oh, this is the day I died," because they always go revert back to a reading I did really early on in my career. And I said, I remember speaking to this energy, and I said to the energy, "But you're dead." And his response was, "Well, if I'm dead, how is it possible I could be talking to you?" And I thought, that makes absolute sense. So they don't say they're dead, they say, "I went home." They cross over to home. They say we're the ones on our way, and then eventually when time comes, we'll go home. Right. So Catherine, your mum wouldn't be anything other than happy. I promise you that. And with the hand of my heart, your mother will be absolutely utterly happy. Now they have to watch the family. Okay. Now I'm saying that from a place of you know having crossed over myself twice and being able to see back. I remember what I was able to see. Um, but they happen to see what's going on, and they're not happy about grief. They understand, but they're not happy about it. You think about it this way, Catherine. When you cross to the other side of life, is it how are you going to feel when you're watching your family in tears and sadness and darkness and locking themselves away? So, it's why I say to people all over the world, if you want to honor those who have crossed over, then be the best you can be here. Okay, honor them by making them proud, by getting out and making it happen. Does that mean you shouldn't grieve? Absolutely not. I do believe you should grieve because it honors the crossing, but you should also honor the person in really highlighting what they did for the family, what they were able to leave behind, the legacy. That's honoring the person. But then you re-honor the person by making your life the best it's possible. You do the best you can in this life, and lead the way for others to follow your example. That really honors them. Okay. But yes, James, they do come around. They are closer on specific days. So, for example, James, if it's your birthday, which it is, then they are closer on that date. If it's their birthday, then they are closer on that date. Now, James, although I'm still talking with Robert and he hasn't come responded back to me just yet, but I'll come back to Robert in a second. James, there is a birthday anniversary, two birthday anniversaries in and around now. If I remember correctly, is your birthday just happened? Because they want me to acknowledge a birthday and anniversary along with each other. So if it's somebody's birthday here and it's somebody's anniversary over there, then they want me to acknowledge two dates being around the same time. Alrighty. And James, while I'm saying that to you, as I'm delivering that information, they're showing me big spanners, big, two-handed spanners. So somebody worked in like with big machinery, big trucks or aircraft or something, not tinkering in the car, but big machinery. Alrighty. Whoever this person is, actually there's two or three people. What there's one person here who's a lady who's acknowledging working on aircraft. Okay, but I feel this is like Second World War. So I'm seeing that they gets up where they had like the headscarf kind of thing tie, and then I see him working away, and I'm forgive me, but I see the ciggy hanging out of the mouth kind of thing. And there's a name like Joyce, Joe, Julie. There's a like a J or G name. James, it's a female that wants me to acknowledge. Oh, your birthday was August. Then there's a birthdays and two birthdays anniversaries in and around now. They want me to acknowledge, mate. All right. Um, Joyce, Julie, Joe. But don't forget, James. Even though I'm talking to you specifically, I can be acknowledging your other half as well. Don't forget. Um, I can be acknowledging your wife or your wife's family as well. Don't forget that. Okay. So Julie, Julia. There's a strong J with like a guttural U sound in it as well. I'm seeing this lady wearing like these, the headscarf with it tied off here, red lipstick, Ziggy hanging out of here. But I'm seeing aircraft. I'm seeing working with aircraft here. So I don't think this person was in the Air Force. I think this person was helping to build, the aircraft during World War II. That's what I'm seeing. And there's a name like Ian to be shouted out here, James, to be acknowledged. Like Ian, I can't think of anything other that sounds like Ian. It sounds like yeah, yeah. That's what it sounds. Yeah, yeah. It's got to be Ian. There's a name that sounds like that to be acknowledged. I've got to share that with you. Right, James. I'm getting a dilemma with you. I'm getting literally scales of justice, and they're kind of tipping left and right like this. So there's a decision really has to be a decision that really has to be shared with you. That it's kind of like why are you holding back? Why don't you just go ahead and get this sorted out and go do this? You need to do this. You want to do this. So there's a like for example, I'm just using this off the top of my head. If you're working away, but that you really want to go back into vocaling, the vocalist or entertainment or something like that. But there's something about make it happen. All right. Um, I'm supposed to acknowledge somebody in the family, James, a matriarch in the family, and I'm being pulled over to the left, and so it's mom's side of the family they want me to acknowledge. So those names, they're pulling me over to the left hand side. Okay, so have a look into mom's side of the family that where that Josie, Joyce, Julie, that kind of a name is being shouted, and I'm seeing these military aircraft, and it's World War II stuff like the Bristol Blenheim, the Beaufighter, the aircraft like that. I can hear it raining outside. Um, Dawn, I had a message for you, LPM. Oh, thank you very much. Vanessa, did my mom turn the lights on and off in Spain? Well, I'll put that energy out there. If she comes back and tells me yes or no, I'll tell you in a minute. I'm Julia. My mom worked on Spitfires. Oh, Jules, yeah, of course. And your mom worked on the Spitfires. Oh, wow, cool. How cool is that? James, if you could have a quick chase. Julia's come back with mom working on Spitfires, but does the visual, that visual I'm getting, Julia, is that really descriptive of your mother? With the little sort of like the headscarf tied in a bow here, red lipstick, and the ciggy kind of hanging out one side, but working away on. I can see grey military aircraft. It has come to my attention, World War II pilot saying, let me just read that again. I had come to my attention a World War II pilot saying he's just delivered the mail. I think it's a show meant for you to watch. All right, okay. It's funny that because you say that, Don, because that was my previous life, a World War II pilot, and one of my whole sort of things is um, deliver the mail, deliver the mail. Excuse me while I have some water by the way, guys. I've got right back on my coffee. I don't, I rarely drink alcohol now, so water, trying to get thin and healthy. Right, so did Vanessa, did Mom switch the lights off and on? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Okay, I'm going to say no with the light switching off and on. I'm getting more of Julie says, "Mom, right? Okay, I'm not gonna let that energy go because it came in through James." Okay, I just start trying to read these messages. So Vanessa, okay, Vanessa, if I'm trying to get your attention by opening and closing doors, that's what it feels to me like. Boom, or it feels to me like a rattling sound with a door that I'm supposed to acknowledge. Vanessa, there's a link to that rather than switching electricity on and off. It feels to me like making a door move. You know, if you put your hand on the handle and try and not turn the handle, but like that, that's the feeling I'm getting. But it's nothing to do with mom. It's to do with the energy based at the property. Okay, there was a family, a small family on the land at some point. That's drawn my attention. Happy, no negativity of any kind. They're just happy, you know. Yeah, hey, I kind of get the feeling of that. It feels to me almost like farm-like to me that they are either. It feels farmish to me. Although I haven't spent a lot of time in Spain, so I really don't know what the heck I'm talking about. There we go. So James is saying that the description doesn't really doesn't settle with him. Maybe with Julia. Okay, mate, but still look into it. Jason Williams says, "Hi, I'm from South Africa. I'm trying to see why my spirit led me here." Okay. Well, Jason, sorry. Welcome to the show. Great to see you. Jenny would like to know if her ex-boyfriend Kevin, that's going to assume that must be is around here, and he's trying to connect with her because she keeps having odd things happen around the house and to her. I would say a strong, definitely yes. Especially trying to get your attention without scaring. Okay. What I would say that it's incorporating here is right. There's two things why he's sort of speaking but holding back is because Jenny is getting in her head that he doesn't want her to move forward with her life, which is not the case. Um, but at the same point in time as well is it's the do there's two things that I'm getting this lovely sweet smell, very like a gentle candy sweet smell that I'm supposed to share. He won't draw my attention to, but also I'm hearing a song. He wants me to say the song, and it's a song that she's hearing constantly. You know, she gets switches on the TV, it appears on a TV show or an advert. She gets in the car, it appears on the radio. But it's a song. He can't keep repeating the song over and over and over. You okay? First and foremost, Johnny, he did not believe in what I do. Did not believe in spirit because he's shown me symbolisms to say, you know, oh wow, okay, this is all real. you know. Um, so when he gets to the other side of life, he is like, wow, okay, I get this now. But he knew that he wasn't going to have a huge amount of time on the earth. So he knew that he even said to someone, I'm not going to be here long. Okay. I'm hearing those words verbatim. So he's told somebody he's not going to be on the earth for a long time. He's going to go young. Who's if I was talking directly to Jenny, I'd be asking who's Mikey or Mickey, Michael, Mickey, Mikey, that kind of a name. Skittles would do it for me, Maria. Yes, definitely. Lady Virgo, hi, welcome to the show. Suzanne Dominkovitz would love to get a message from my father, please. Definitely put that energy out there, Suzanne. I would invite you to come out of Facebook, though. Everybody who's watching me on Facebook, out of Facebook, go over to YouTube. It's a much more stable platform. Go into YouTube, top of YouTube, it'll say, the search bar, type in Paul Francis Medium, and it'll bring you straight back to the show. Gotcha. He used to call her Skittles. Wow, okay. Then he's definitely around. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the um, right. He wants to acknowledge a young energy with him, like a baby. He wants to acknowledge a baby that didn't really make it here because I'm seeing sparkles. So when I see little like flashes, little sparkles, it means that there's a baby energy which didn't make it here. So it may have went full term and didn't make it, or it was, you know, the 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 mom lost the baby through the incubation period. I don't know, but he wants me to acknowledge the baby is important. That's really important. Jimmy says I could take the Mickey link. Okay, mate. Okay, well, if everybody see if I was doing this on a stage now, and I'd be getting people all over the audience shouting, "Yeah, I can take that. Yeah, I can take that." I'd be like, "Right, everybody, stop! I got to figure this out." James, um, Jimmy Chalice, Jimmy, keep your mind locked on Michael, Mickey. Keep your mind locked. I'm getting a character, but I'm also getting a character because I'm getting now a symbol called Me Too. Two off. Alrighty. So let me just finish off with Maria and her daughter. Is it, no, no, don't be sorry, please, James. Your energy is brilliant. It helps a lot. So don't be sorry, please. Don't be sorry. It helps a lot. Okay, all y'all pushing that energy up helps. So keep doing it. But in relation to the chap who's trying to get a hold of Jenny, trying to link with Jenny, there is also a Mikey, Mickey, that kind of a name, and he wants to acknowledge a small energy with them on the other side of life. Alrighty, but it's really important to also honor him by being the best you can be here, by really getting up, dusting off, and taking life head on. Make it happen. All right. And I kind of get the feeling he was trying to make you do that here. Get up and get on with it. Alrighty. He wants you. He wants you to know that he knows when you wear the T-shirt, whatever that means. Okay. But when you wear the T-shirt, it's a big thing. He gets it. Alrighty. Is there any way to remove bad energy from areas from my house, or add good energy? Anne Marie, yes, indeed, my darling. In fact, if you buy my book, The Safe Way, okay, I'll ask Lynn to put a link up in a minute. If you get a hold of my book called The Safe Way, there are several methods in there of exactly how to do that, how to break down and get rid of negative energy and replace it with good energy. So it is very, very possible. Also, And there's going to be a little bit of a spoiler alert and a little bit of an advertisement about to happen. But I'm just about to do something very, very special with a new channel. And you guys, when you come across, there's going to be there's going to be a huge amount of one-to-one teaching, one-to-one reads, and a lot of really spectacular stuff happening. And that's going to be happening very, very soon. So keep locked in here. Make sure you subscribe to this uh, TV channel, our YouTube channel. So, Amory, yes, it is very, very possible and not too difficult actually to break down negative energy, get rid of it, and replace it with new energy, and then protect against further negative energies. It'll also be why, Anne-Marie, you're feeling tired all the time and a little bit irritable, okay? Because that negative energy is affecting you. It makes you feel heavy and tired and like I really can't be bothered. That feelings around you at the minute, they're trying to make me feel that. I've also, I mean, Anne-Marie Millington, by the way, I'm talking to. I also want to say that um, I have a lady coming around you, but she's on dad's side of the family. So this may be a grandmother or an aunt on dad's side of the family who wants to acknowledge you. Um, so either you carry a name of somebody in spirit because they're telling me to say two of. So you either have a name that within sort of Anne-Marie or there's a name that you acknowledge somebody in spirit because they say I acknowledge her, I claim her. Okay, but there's also it could be a birthday as well, a date that acknowledges a connection to somebody in spirit, Anne-Marie. Okay. However, I want to take you into the darkest room, the room that at the back doesn't get a lot of light. I want to draw my attention in there. Okay. Not only does the energy need shifting in there, but there's something electrical wrong in there as well. Okay. So do me a favor and just get the electronics or have check the electrics in that area. But there's something in there they'll draw my attention to. I don't feel danger. I don't feel, oh my God, you really need to get it sorted. But there's just something electronic in there that's not connected right or something, but they want me to draw my attention to it. Okay. Also, Anne-Marie, it's now time for to ask for the next level, the next job, or a raise, or how to go up. Okay, it's the time is right to ask. Okay, so how do I get to a promotion? How do I get to the next level? How do I increase my job? Whatever this is, it's now the right time to do it. Alrighty. Uh, Jason says, "Come, I go onto YouTube. It'll be fine there in a few." All right, Jason, I'll see you on YouTube. My my nana's name is Mickey. Oh, that's cool. Alrighty, where are we? Carolyn Hockey says, "Can you tell what happens to stillbirth souls? My mom lost four and would love to know if those souls are your guides in this life." Right. Okay. First and foremost, darling, no, they're never your guides, but they can be helpers. Okay. So your guide is a person who has lived multiples and multiples and multiples of lifetimes and built up that knowledge, hence the name a guide. Okay. And they get assigned to you the moment that you're created, your birth is created. So when a stillborn, when a child is comes in, when a pregnancy happens, but that pregnancy doesn't go all the way through, is stillborn, or it passes in the womb, whatever the case may be. That energy stays with the family. It just comes back out of the physical, goes back into the spiritual family, and stays with the family. And from that position, it can become a helper with the family. So, but not a guide. All right, because a guide and a person. So when a person when a lady becomes pregnant, a person is in her tummy. So that soul is connected to that living entity, that living being. So it can't be a guide and connected here at the same time. So that's not how it works. How can I connect better to spirit? Well, I'll be doing seminars on that, on exactly that, how to connect with spirit, how to connect with your guides, and how to connect with people on the other side of life. And that is part of this whole thing that I'm putting together right now. And you guys will not want to miss it. you'll want to be a part of it. Alrighty. Okay, Maria. Jenny's asking. Why can Jenny ask me herself? Jenny's asking if he meant it when he said he would leave his current situation. If he, oh, there's too much going on there. Um, if she have, did he mean it when he? Oh, it doesn't matter. Really, that's the question. If he's in spirit, does it matter? Did he love her? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay. Um, However, he didn't have confidence in himself. His confidence levels weren't high. But did he love Jenny? Absolutely. Okay. It doesn't. What happened? What did happen? What in the past is in the past and can't be changed. Let go. And I think I've said that over and over and over and over again. Why do you keep dragging up the past? The past has no reference or element to the future unless you make it relevant. Leave the past in the past. It can't be changed. It's happened. History. Forward is more important. Did he love her? Absolutely. Otherwise, he wouldn't be bothered trying to make connection now. Right? And she asked if he knew that if she knew she was there at his side of his casket. He was in the room, so he understood everybody in the room. Everybody. Okay. What he it now okay, and to prove that he was there was somebody became quite ill or somebody became faint around the wake. So somebody either nearly passed out or somebody passed out or somebody became quite, you know, overwhelmed and became physically not well. He's acknowledging that because he says, if you say that, she'll know I was there. Okay. Dawn says, ring a bell, like you said, Sage and Palo Santo is good too. Crystals, singing bowls, and even frequency clearing on YouTube. Uh, Righty, let's go on down. Who have we got? Jason Williams. I'm back, and I thought about why my spirit led me here. I've been feeling lost and scared lately, and thought that if taking my little fee has been roaming in my mind, and I need to hear from my dad. Well, listen, Jason, I can completely understand you wanting to hear from your dad. And the very fact that you're giving off that energy that you want to hear from him, he will be responding. Now, please don't take this in any way, shape of in any way negative in any way. Okay, it's meant just to teach. But Dad will be trying to get through to you, but because you're too busy looking for the big billboard message, the big you're too busy looking for that. You're missing Dad trying to talk to you. Which would you rather have? Dad talking to you direct or hearing it through mediums like myself? Me personally, I'd rather hear from my dad. So he's trying to talk to you, but you're too busy looking for the big billboard message and you're missing all the subtle connections. One of those subtle connections is a specific little bird, like a love bird or a beautiful little bird is trying to get your attention, like a hummingbird, something like that. Because he's referring to having his messenger being like the hummingbird or the lovebirds or whatever, but the little beautiful little colorful bird. Right. So try and think about that for a second, Jason. Anne Marie says, "Oh yes, it's Annie. Yes, and yes, for the back of the dark room, there's an electric box needing to be removed. Right. Then your family are around you, my darling, looking out for you, and they're letting you know. Okay. Kathy Henley's in the house. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. Welcome back to the show. Okay. I'm not dead. Can you tell me or tell us what happens to the soul who is aborted? Okay, this is a controversial thing. It has a lot of political kind of information that goes along with this, which should not ever be um, discussed. It's between the person who's pregnant and their energies. It's nobody else has an opinion, and I believe that. Okay, it's self. It's their own. The person who's dealing with it has the right to judge about their body. Let's want to say that out loud before I get anything. But however, an energy, if physical is aborted, then that energy just literally goes back into the fold. But here's the thing: a couple of things. Number one, our babies choose us. Okay, so our babies in spirit, they choose us. Number two, and probably more important, I'm not dead yet. The probably more important is they already know what's going to happen. They know they're going to come here, they're going to touch the physical for a little while, and then they're going to go back. They know the journey already. Okay. Now, there's a big consensus that we have all our information kind of stored in what's called the Akashic records in spirit, which is fact, by the way. But as we come through the physical, it's kind of like we get our hard drive wiped. Alrighty? So you wipe the hard drive and then you're born. So then you start to fill this wiped hard drive with new information. In other words, the all of the experiences we go through from all of our lives here on the earth plane, we're refilling that hard drive. Now, every now and again, that hard drive doesn't get completely wiped. Good way of looking at this. It doesn't get completely wiped. So therefore, we have flashbacks, and we have flashbacks going into previous lives. So we have then people take it to a completely different level where it doesn't need to be going literally. Um, oh, it's past life intruding on present life. Bollocks. All right. It's what's happening is you're getting past life flashbacks, and some of those flashbacks can be skill orientated. Okay, so how do you know how to do that? I don't know. I just knew how to do it. Well, who taught you how? Nobody. You didn't just wake up and know how to do that. Actually, it did. It's past life skills that have now been able to bring brought forward. So if you think of it being that the hard drive is wiped when the baby is born, and that leaves that hard drive open for all the new experiences, and we take that hard drive back with us and we add it to our previous lives. That's the continuation of the soul. So when a baby is aborted, that soul knows the experience is just to experience the physical for a short term and then go back. There is no negative malice that goes with it. All right. But the babies do stay with mom. All right. They still, and they don't have any negativity. They're in a place of absolute peace, absolute perfection, total harmony, and they will never know sickness or sadness. Right. Right, let's go on a bit further down the line. By the way, great questions. Thank you very much for sharing. Do you need to have a spiritual background or experience to attend your new sessions? Absolutely not. You can be as green as grass. Just all I ask you to do is to be open to learning. That's all. Okay. And then when I start teaching, okay, what you'll find is your body or your mind or your energy or your soul, whatever you want to put it, will go. This feels right. This Wow, this feels absolutely right. Your body will remember, or your soul will remember, or your energy will remember what you're supposed to be doing. Like for an example, for 9 months of our lives, we live in water. In it, our bodies will remember that. So, right, let's go on ahead down. What group were you in, Paul? I can't remember. In what musical group or what question are you asking me, my darling Vanessa? Um, because the albums that I'm giving away are my own. I play all the instruments on them. I do all the recording and the production. So they're actually all original songs. But I was in several bands in the past. It was Jenny. I had to take her to the hospital. Um, okay, I'm missing something here. I must have missed a big chunk of that information. Carrying with the show all over the world and hitting the like button for Paul, says Lynn. Yes, please do that. Make sure you smash that like button. It's really important, guys, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Smash that like button because that's what helps me keep this channel on YouTube. Smash that like button. Boom it. Jason Williams says, I'm sorry. I meant to say I nearly took my life, and I hear what you were saying because I always hear, if not the voices in my head, a bird chirping near my window. How do I correctly interpret what he's saying? It's his message. Right. Okay, Jason, good question. First and foremost, never, you know, taking your life is not the right way. Okay, don't do that. And besides, you have too much to do. You've got a lot more to do here. All right, so don't be thinking about that. Number two, how do you think Dad's going to feel if you were to take your life, a life that he worked hard for to help you build up, okay? And you're going to throw it all away? No. Honor him by being the best you can be here and now. You have everything you need to be super successful in life. Now, that super success is down to you, not down to anybody else, okay? It's no, what other people's opinions don't even come into play. What you call success for you is successful for you. All right. If you want to be going and working hard and becoming a multi-millionaire, brilliant. That's brilliant. If you call successful by living in a beautiful little cottage on the edge of a lake and away from everybody else, and that's exactly what you wanted, then you're successful. But you want to honor Dad's memory and Dad's spirit by being successful, by being the best you can be here and now. Okay. Um, and the bird chirping is singing to you. Okay, it's letting you know, hey, you're not alone, and I'm not gone. I'm not gone. I'm here. I'm right here. I'm right here. Okay, so the only way I can get through to you is by making this bird chirp, because the very fact that you acknowledge that straight away means that you're acknowledging the sound. So that's Dad's calling card or Dad's messenger to say, I'm around you. Okay, so when that starts to happen again, Jason, start asking and say, hey, Dad, listen, if you're around me, is there any way you can let me know that it's you? Can you do something that would really let me know that it's you, please? And then be patient, okay? Sue's back. Flashbacks and reoccurring dreams. Yes, absolutely. Flashbacks and reoccurring dreams and memory flashes. I actually get, from time to time, not often these days, but at the beginning, I was getting flashbacks to where I actually saw myself grabbing the yoke of the aircraft, pushing it forward as if to make it to dive, and then bang, like that. And I could even smell this like very sour smell, and it turns out it's like gunpowder smell, like that. You ever smelled a firework after you've fired it up, and you get that like sour, heavy tint smell? I could even smell that. So the flash, but the you know the one of the things that backs up my theory is the very first time I ever got in an airplane ever. I mean, literally, not even in a passenger. I'd never been off the ground. Very first time I got into an airplane, I flew it, and the guy said, "How long have you been flying?" And I said, "This is my first time in an airplane." And he was like, "No, no way, is this your first time in an airplane?" And we argued, and promised him faithfully, "I've never been off the ground before." And he said, "No." He said, "There's no way you could know what to do the way you're doing it. This tells me somebody who's been flying for years, and you're flying this plane like somebody who's flew in it for years. I've never been off the ground before. So past skills coming forward." But Sue, brilliant way. Flashbacks and dreams. Dreams are a great way of actually entering into previous life memories, and um, I will share that in the new platform that I'm going to be working on, and how we can actually tap into that. Right. Think I'm not dead yet says thank you, thank you. Everybody said thank you. Oh, you were all y'all very, very welcome. That's what happened to my Orgonite. All of the alchemy and life memories came back. Okay, Dawn, that's called alcohol. Um, Naked Flame. She's got the T-shirt. Yeah, actually, that's yeah, that was my first band, Naked Flame, and she's got the T-shirt. And I wrote half of an album for that particular band. One of the greatest um, experiences of my life was one of the songs I'd written. Oddly enough, we're talking about bells tonight. I'd written a song called "Chimes of an Angel," and it was in that band that we started playing the song, and the whole audience sang the song. And I remember having goosebumps and actually having a lump in my throat and tears in my eyes, and the whole audience singing the song you wrote. It's just wow. It's just amazing. That was Naked Flame. That was well, wow. If you've ever seen pictures of Trudy and I, Trudy and I have known each other 30 odd years, and Trudy, the picture's a picture of Trudy sitting on my lap, and it was actually at one of those concerts. Faye said, "Hi Tanya, good. I'm so glad to see Faye here. Hi Tanya, welcome to the show. Good to see you. A little late, but I'm Tanya. Please don't ever say you're late. If you've given me 1 minute of your time, I am eternally grateful and thank you. Um, Great to see you, by the way. Thanks for being here. Um, and if there's anything you'd like to know about, any information you want clarified, or something you want to ask, please feel free to do that. But all of y'all who are on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below, and then share the show with all of your friends and family. Now, here's as a little thank you for if those guys who bring 10 new subscribers to the channel. Now, bearing in mind this is all free of charge. Okay, 10 subscribers to the channel. I will give you a 15-minute free one-to-one session with me. If you bring 20 new subscribers to the channel, I'll give you a half-hour free session with me, worth about 120 quid or $150. So get out there, get 20 people to come subscribe to the show, hit the bell icon, come and watch the show, and get yourself a free half-hour session with me, free of charge. But those of you who have come join me tonight on YouTube, thank you for being here. But make sure you smash that like button and make sure you share the show, please. And thank you. Rain is amazing. It takes you on wonderful journey. Don't thank you. That's very kind of you to say. If you look at it, actually, I'm surprised Dawn hasn't actually noticed this. But there's something special. Actually, you know, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to see if she can notice. There's something special about the name of the album. Go and look at it. Okay. It's not just called Rain as in rain. Um, Jason, keep holding on. I lost my beautiful son via suicide 9 years ago, and his mother. I ache from missing his beautiful presence. And you matter, Lady Virgo. Brilliantly said. Thank you. This is why Jason is supposed to be here tonight. Okay. Myself and Johanna are creating a thing called the Quiet Corner, and the Quiet Corner is it's going to be a charitable um, scenario where people who have suffered from whether it be an illness such as cancer or whatever, or people who've gone through something extreme like Lady Virgo and Jason, they have a place to communicate and say, "Hey, talk to me." Okay, I've gone through what you're going through. I've been through that suffering. I know that there's an end date. I know how that there is a way out of this, and a way that we can get back together. And that's why it's called the Quiet Corner. And that's going to be coming live hopefully in 2023. The Lady Dove, I am at the end of my physical journey or close to it. I'm no longer seeing myself in the future, if that makes sense. Well, yes. First and foremost, thank you for being here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. I have had multiples of experiences with people like your good self who have come to me and said, right, I don't have a lot of time left. I want to talk to you. And I have some amazing friends who are in spirit, who actually now become helpers in my crew. In fact, one of my dear friends, Carol, she was. I had done this spiritual church in a beautiful little church in St. Austell, and I'd done a service on the church, and I did readings for the audience and blah blah blah. And she came up to me right after the service, and she gave me a big hug, and she said, "Thank you very much. I really enjoyed that." I said, "Well, you're very very welcome, and thank you for the hug. I really enjoyed that." And she said, "I'm dying." So when somebody says it to you like that, I'm dying. Um, I have to cover nerves when I become comedic. I become jokey, comedic, and that's me covering nerves. So I immediately went, "Well, aren't we all?" She goes, "No, no, I'm actually dying. I've only got such a much, whatever she told me at the time, certain amount of time. She told me the dates left." And so then I came straight back with her and I went, "Okay, you know, when you go, do you think you're going to be busy? Because I could really do with another helper." And we became instant friends. And I coached her and I coached her family all the way through her illness to the point where she crossed over. In fact, she wouldn't actually go until I ended, and I had to drive up to her house. I asked everybody if I could just have a couple of minutes with her, just she and I. And I leaned into her and I gave her a kiss on the cheek and I said, "Thank you for being my friend." Wow. And I can feel her now. And she was really funny. And she hadn't done anything for, like, I don't know, a whole day or a day and a half, something like that. And her eyes flickered like that. And I just said to her, "Stop teasing your family, you cow. It's okay. You can go whenever you want." And her daughter had been standing at the door and heard it, and she saw her eyes flicker, and she said, "Oh my God, Paul, she hasn't done anything for at least nearly 2 days." So I got about halfway home, about 45 minutes away from the house, and I got a phone call to say she had gone, but she wouldn't go unless she spoke to me. And but she said to me but when we were still chatting like this, she said to me, "You better get your butt together. I'm telling you here now because I'm going to kick your ass on the other side of life." And she has, and she's worked with me ever since. Um, just know this, my darling Lady Dove, that life doesn't end. Okay, just this, just this, and this is our car. This is our vehicle. Okay, and then when the vehicle is no longer MOTable, when it's no longer able to run, we'll get out of the vehicle. But life doesn't stop. We will carry on. Okay. But that being said, don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. Okay. Get every single second out of every single day and enjoy it to the max. And make sure you communicate with all the people you love. Make sure you appreciate all the people you love. And make sure you validate that by telling them how much you love them and letting them have the opportunity to tell you how much they love you too. I have spent so much of my career dealing with people who said, "I never got the chance to say goodbye." And I go, "Well, you don't have to say goodbye. Why would you want to say goodbye? Don't acknowledge them as being gone. Just acknowledge them as being on holiday. You have a lot of time left, my darling, and you've got an opportunity to be able to take what you want out of what you've got and make it happen and make it work so that when the time comes for us to go home, I know that the day comes that I'm standing there in front of the big guy and he says, "Well, what did you do for mankind?" And I will look him in the eye and I'll say, "I did my best. I may not have always got it right. I may have messed up and made some wrong decisions, but I did my best. I tried to bring joy into the world. I tried to bring happiness into the world. And through my work, I tried to bring peace, tranquility, and some level of honesty and energy. Tried to engineer happiness in some way so that people could stop thinking about death and get on with living. I tried my best. I have two reoccurring dreams, says my darling Sue. Very detailed and vivid. We should have a chat about those. So we should have a one-to-one and a chat about those. Right. Jason Williams says, Dawn, oh, Jason chat, she's chat with Dawn. And Jason, good to see. Paul, do you, as a medium, have the ability to speak to my past family members? Do you know what, Jason? Or sorry, James, beg your pardon. James, I don't talk to them as a medium. I talk to them as a son. I don't talk to them as a medium. I talk to mom and dad as who they are. I say, hey dad, hey mom, listen guys, I've got a show to do tonight. Like tonight, I'll say to them, I've got a show to do tonight. I really need you to help me. I could do with the organ helping my Sean, my guides, and the rest of my guides, helping me organize the people who need to get through. Help me with lifting my energy up. So I talk to them as a son. I don't talk to them as a medium. Okay. If I spoke down to my mother as a medium, she'd give me the back of her hand anyway. She would. Yeah, yeah, give me one in, boy. She used to say to me, "You're not too big for a slap." Honest to God. But James, brilliant question, and thank you. One of the things that the people say to me, "What do you get out of the work you do?" And I say, I look at them and I sometimes giggle to myself, and they go, "What do you think's funny?" And I go, "I don't think you're funny. I don't think your question's funny. I just think it's funny because people are expecting a very flamboyant question, a flamboyant answer. Oh, it's like in the spirit. It makes me heavenly. It makes me connect more with the great spirit, with God. No, what do you get out of your life? Do you know what I get? I get phenomenal friends all over the world. That's what I get out of it. I get to meet people who I'd never known. They talk to me. I get to be a channel for answers, a channel for communication, a channel, that opportunity to say, hey, I'm okay, everything's fine, and I'm still connected to you. What a job. I get to do that. I'm blessed. So I get nothing but tranquility, happiness, and love constantly. What a cool thing. Um, Paul, thank you. I really needed that. The way you spoke made me feel like my dad was speaking through you. Thank you, Jason, and you are very welcome, and you will always be welcomed here with us. And please, please, become a conduit, another avenue on the Paul Francis Network. We would love to have you here. Come and be a part of our lovely family. The demanding feeling I got after you said he worked too hard to put me here. Thank you. Well, you know what, Jason, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. But you know what? All our family and spirit. My dad, because my dad didn't believe in what I do either. In fact, his last words, physical words to me, were, "That shit you do, is it real?" That was my dad's words to me. And when I explained to him about it all, he was so happy. So, Jason, you know what? You have your dad's energy, you've got your dad's mind motivation, and you've got your dad's heart. Put those three wonderful pieces of machinery together and make the best Jason Williams that's out there. And you know what? He'll walk with you the whole step of the way. He'll see you through to the end, and you will be successful. Honor him by being the best you can be here and now. And thank you for being here. Um, Julia says, my dad wrote a hymn for his funeral. Wow, how cool is that? His friend played the song with dad's guitar at his service. Ow, how cool is that? It's amazing. Maria Nolan says, my husband blinks the lights in the hallway. Cool. I know it's him because I asked him to stop for a while and he stopped. until one day I got home upset and he started to get, hey, Maria, brilliant. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. That is a brilliant thing. And that just proves, through the multiple outlets of people that we get to talk through around the world, that when a lovely person like Maria comes along and says, hey, listen, my husband does this. He messes with, flickers the lights on to let me know he's around. And I said, listen, stop doing that. You're getting on my nerves. He stopped. And then when I was a bit sad, he started again. Hey, I'm still here. I'm just saying, hey, I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm just in a different connection. I'm just in a different atmosphere. And it's an energy in spirit. See, you can't destroy energy. It just changes form. May your peace fall now. You can't destroy energy. It just changes form. Alrighty. So he is a different form of energy. He's the soul. He's the light. He's the essence, and he's still connected. And that love that we have with our loved ones, that we have all the way through our life, it doesn't diminish. If anything at all, it gets stronger. The only thing we take with us to the other side of life is the love we had while we had it here. Right? Oh, I'll go investigate after the show. Make sure you do. I always do that. Right. Tanya says, I'm dealing with a pseudo flare of the MS right now, having difficult time spiritually and emotionally. Makes completely sense, Tanya, by the way. Meditation is difficult for me right now, trying my darndest to get back to my positive vibes. Do you know what, Tanya? Here's the thing. Don't bother. Now, everybody else will go, oh, what? Don't bother. Okay? What would you rather do? Would you rather run on ice? Run and, pretty much not get anywhere? Or would you rather wait for the ice to stop and melt? Then you can get grip. Okay? So, if you're going through a flare of MS right now, don't worry about trying to be positive. Don't worry about trying to be all, the blinking light for those in the dark. Look after yourself. It is not selfish. Look after yourself. And I tell you why I'm saying that, because one of the symbols that I have is if you've ever been in an airplane, and I'm talking to Tanya, but I'm talking to all y'all. If you've ever been in an airplane and during the safety procedure, they say, in the event of a cabin pressure decrease, oxygen will fall out of the ceiling, put your mask on over and put the elastic around the back of your head. But they always say, put your own mask on first before you attempt to help anybody else. And I'm seeing that symbol around Tanya. Now that means, Tanya, don't worry about anything or anybody else. Look after yourself. So don't bother trying to run on ice. Wait for the ice to melt, okay, which won't be very long, a matter of hours, maybe a day or two. And go and do things that are going to make Tanya feel better, okay? Go and have a long, big jacuzzi or a hot tub experience or a massage or whatever it takes, but spend time on Tanya. Okay, don't worry about anything or anybody else or trying to maintain some sort of posture because you think that's what you should do. No, take time out just for yourself and allow that ice to melt. Then you can get grip and then you can get back on to how you normally get on with life. But after watching the show the other night with you on it, oh wow, I was motivated through the roof. You're an ingenious person. I like how you speak, and it's very Irish, by the way. It's very Celtic. No, and please forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to be, but no bullshit, no bollocks, no crap. Just straight to the point and honest. And you are my kind of person. I love that. I hate the BS. I can't stop people lying and BSing me. You know, I'd rather just honesty, truthfulness. And somebody comes up to me and go, Paul, listen, I got a one-to-one book with you, and I'm too freaking tired. Can we postpone it? I'll go, absolutely, totally. I get there are days when I'm too damn tired to do anything. And if you that honesty will be met with honesty. So
Tanya, take time out for Tanya and look after Tanya, and just don't try and be the beacon. Just be Tanya, and everything will work out. Alrighty, don't put yourself under pressure, my darling. And I'm all now. I know you got an absolutely amazing mom, but I'm at the other end of a little call like this. Anytime you want to have a chat, anytime. Thank you for being here. Um, right, let's have a look. Is there any questions? Karen Hockey, uh, what you said about the lady kicking your butt always reminds me of my dad and when I had a lovely reading with you. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, they have no problem. My mom has no issues in giving me a smack round the back of the neck, and I've actually felt it when I'm usually when I've got self doubt, when I've got like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm good enough for this. Bang! I didn't bring you up like that, boy. And I know she's right. Alrighty, so Jason, please become a part of the team. We would love to have you. Um, Alrighty, let's have a look. What do we got? Sue Vinegar, I'm so glad that you're here and part of this wonderful group led by Paul. So glad you're all here. It wouldn't happen without you all. Mandy Bennett says, "Good evening. Caught you live again. Hey, cool. If any messages come through for me this evening, I really could do with Mandy. Feel free to ask a message because a message can be anything. I'm giving messages out all night long, Mandy, and the messages that I'm dealing, even though I might be speaking specifically to a person, the message is for everybody. So that's why I say come along and be a part of the show because the messages are for everyone. But Mandy, can I invite you to come out of Facebook because we're starting to leave Facebook behind. Facebook is a really useless platform now. Come out of Facebook, go across over to YouTube, alrighty? And at the top of YouTube, type in Paul Francis Medium, right? It'll take you straight back to the show right now. Hit the subscribe button and then hit the little notification icon, which is the little bell icon. And then every time I'm doing a show, it will tell you Paul's got a show coming up. And then you'll never miss another show. But listen, all the messages that I'm delivering from Spirit, be it, it doesn't matter which Spirit, is for all of you. All of you. Okay? Okay, but Mandy, thank you for being here. Right, where are we? Great numbers tonight, great show. The energy is special, especially wonderful. It is, Don. It really is. I keep dreaming of packing and moving, um, but the home I'm packing doesn't resemble mine at all. But all the things inside are. Okay, well, that's just your subconscious. Okay, there's two types of how we dream. We work in two different ways. Okay, we have a consciousness and a subconscious. And if your mind is going, I really would love to live here. If you're going, and you've seen pictures and you go, I'd love to live in that place. I'd really love to live in that place. Your subconscious is logging that. So when you get into sleep mode and you go into dream state, your conscious then puts together a little movie and creates the house that you want with the furniture that you've already got. So, and it's kind of putting it together to say it's available to you. You just got to want it, but want it more, and it's available to you, Marie. And I know I told you that in a reading. So if you want it badly enough, it'll happen. But if you don't really want to move, you won't. It is that simple. Tanya says, "Thank you, Paul. I don't have time or energy for anything other than me. For the sake of others, thank you for you, Tanya. Honestly, you come to be a part of a group of people who will love you and support you and just be an ear. Sometimes that's all we need. I've said to people, some of the best mediums in the world, just listen. Just listen. You just shut up. Because sometimes a read is not about necessarily connecting with spirit. Sometimes we are the ear for a person just to get it off their chest. Okay. And then obviously we put it all together with the read. But you're now part of a group, Tanya, where we'll be here for you. We will, and I don't want to be getting all butterfly spiritually. I'm very down to earth, feet on the ground kind of a guy. There's a lot of BS out there which I just don't buy into, and I'm quite comfortable by saying, yeah, no, I don't buy into that. Doesn't mean I don't like the person saying it. Just means it doesn't sit with me. Don't buy into it. But you are, I think you're the same kind of person as me. But you're more than welcome, and we will be here for you. I'm blessed to have you in my life through Mom and Roger. Oh, hey, no, we're blessed. Thank you for being here. Carolyn says, such a lovely group. It is, Carolyn. Thank you for being here. Mandy, so basically, if you've got a particular question, go ahead. Just ask. Ask far away. A specific question, Mandy, and I'll try and help you before we call it a day. And I mean, and the man I was kissing, if you want, badly enough, everything's about what you want. Okay. How badly do you want it? Okay. Because what you give off as energy, you attract as energy. Okay. So if you're giving off, oh, I'd love to have a tall, dark, and handsome man in a beautiful home, living in the country with horses and out in the stables and lots of land to go riding every single day, and you're painting this beautiful picture in your mind, okay, you're sending that out to the universe. The universe goes, yeah, okay. And then back here at the back of your mind, you go, but I know I'm never going to get it. The universe hears that as well and goes, yeah, okay. If you tell the universe you know you're never going to get it, the universe goes, okay. It's called manifestation, or the law of attraction. So get it locked into your minds, all of you, not just Maria, all of you. Lock it in your head. I mean, boom, what it is that you want. Here's the big thing. A lot of people don't understand. They don't know what they want. They have an idea what they like, but they don't know what they want. So get it locked in your mind, what it is that you want, and do not deviate from it, and do not allow negative thinking to clutter that information, because what will happen is it'll just slow that process right down, and your goals will just continue to slow and slow to the point where they won't become your goals anymore. So if you want something badly enough, get it locked in your mind, tell the universes, I want this and I want it to happen and I want it by this date. Okay, and do not deviate. Do not allow that secondary thought to say, well, I know I'm not going to get it. Your mind is, no, 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 I'm going to get this. This is what's going to happen. And do not deviate. Angela Hannon Moss. Angela, hello. Hello, good to see you. Hi, Paul. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you very much for asking. Angela, listen, I've got you here, because I haven't seen you for a while. It's good to see you back on the show. Come out of Facebook. Come out of Facebook, because I'm pulling back from Facebook. Come out of Facebook. Go across over to YouTube. Okay. And in the search bar at the top of YouTube, Angela, type in Paul Francis Medium. It'll bring you straight back to this show. Subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification bell, the little bell icon. And then it's all free of charge, by the way. And then you'll be, every time I do a show, you'll be notified that there's a show coming on. So come out of Facebook, go over to YouTube, search bar Paul Francis Medium. It'll bring you right back to the show. Subscribe to the show, hit the little bell notification, and then you'll be a part of the network. Right? Good to see you, by the way. Great to see you, by the way. I have a presentation to do. I'll be back as soon as possible. Well, Jason, listen, I'm literally at the end of the show. Okay, I was on for an hour and a half, so I have my beautiful daughter Maddie visiting me tonight. So I'm going to be back downstairs momentarily and meeting up with the guys. My beautiful daughter Madison, she's come to stay with us for the evening, so I want to spend some time with her. Good to see all of you all. It's so good to see you guys. Mandy says, I was already subscribed to you, Paul, but I didn't have the notification on. Gotcha. My main question is, should I stay in my marriage, or has my husband changed? Like my gut is warning me. Okay. I don't think that's the case, Mandy. I don't think that's the case at all. I think there's a miscommunication, because I feel that. Okay. I feel that. So I feel that there's a breakdown in communication already. Um, so the best, my honest and best advice to you is communicate. Okay, communicate. There's a feeling of loss around your husband. Okay, because so there's a family member as either a recent passing or there's a feeling of loss around him. He's missing somebody specifically. Okay, and he doesn't know how to communicate. I would say one of your husband's failings is communication skills. Okay, and I don't mean that negatively, by the way. A lot of men have the communication skills of a chimpanzee. All right, we know what we want, we just don't know how to articulate it. So my advice is communicate. Sit down. No, he said, she said, no judgmental concepts. Sit down, face to face, and remember what it is, and remember how and why you fell in love. Start from there. Okay. Um, everything, every every problem is just a situation or a scenario with an answer. Every problem is a situation with an answer. Find the answer, problem solved. But what we tend to do is we tend to boost that problem with emotion. Okay. So we take the mountain, or sorry, the molehill, and we turn it into a mountain. And the molehill is just a problem. Now we have a mountain of emotion to deal with as well. Deal with the problems, communicate. And I promise you things will work out. The both of you get the best out of life. Okay. Did I just see Roger? Roger, hi everyone. Had to do a reading. Fair enough, mate. Good to see you. Heading to do my first spiritualist church this week, Paul. Taking me back to the old days of Paramount. Good on you, mate. Are you working or are you just visiting? And tell me, are you working or visiting? Because that sounds like you're working, which I'd be very, very proud. Um, another lovely evening once again, says Amory. Honestly, you guys make it. I just happen to be here. I agree with you. You can manifest things. Last year, got the heating for my non-heated home, working on now, and having learned to believe. But yes, Carolyn, yes, get in there, girl. Mandy says his dad passed at the beginning of September, but he is adamant he isn't affected. Oh, he's affected by it. He has a lot of bad things in his past that scares me, and he is showing signs of going back to that bad place again. His loss of his dad is affecting him. He's trying to be Captain Big Bollocks, but it's affected him. And we do tend to jump into make stupid decisions when we lose our way. And one of the ways that you may be losing your way is because he thinks he's losing you. Stop that train dead in its tracks. Are you visiting, James? Well, listen, enjoy, and I'd love to hear. Okay, guys, I've come to the end of the show. I'm actually 5 minutes past the end of the show. Thank you very much for being here. I'll be back on Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Make sure you don't miss it. Thank you so much for being a part of my show. Thank you so much for being a part of Reach Across. And if you want one-to-ones booked as a gift for somebody, you need to contact me so I can get the gift certificates made up for you. Alrighty? Look out for each other. Look out for specifically for yourself. Communicate, appreciate, and validate everybody in your life so a medium never has to do it for you. Okay? Take a time out every single day just for you. Take time out every day just for you, and make sure you get everything out of every second of every day. Don't waste time. Good night. God bless. Enjoy yourselves. I'll see you on Thursday night. Bye bye.